You may be seated. Our Director of Ceremonies, Mr. George Dux, with your indulgence, sir, may I, for the next 2 hours, be released from wearing my mask, with all due respect. The Honourable Regional Councillor of the Rehoboth Urban West constituency, Madame Chris, who is also a mentor of the Dr. Lemmer High School alumni, our Mrs. Sanet Steenkamp, our Executive Director of the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture, also my mentor, colleague and dear friend, Ms. Asamta Kausep, our Deputy Director for Programs and Quality Assurance in the Ministry of Education in the Hardap region, our very own Mr. Ivan Brits, the Principal of the Dr. Lemmer High School, Miss Margaret Solomons, the Chair Lady of the School Board, and members of the School Board, our beloved Pastor van Rooyen, distinguished heads of departments, our esteemed teachers, other senior government officials, our dear parents and other invited guests, and our very own talented artists, Kiara and Salbi, distinguished media practitioners, all learners and other staff members, and most importantly, the distinguished grade 11 graduandi of the class 2020 of the Dr. Lemmer High School. May I ask you to rise with pride, the graduandi of the class 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, by the powers vested in me to deliver a few remarks at this auspicious occasion, I request that the congregation in its totality rise and we accord our grade 11 learners the necessary applause and accolades that they deserve at this very important milestone that they have achieved today. Let us give them a round of applause. Mr. Dux, now I am satisfied. We may proceed. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I can do all things through Christ that gives me the strength. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm profoundly honored to join you this afternoon at the occasion of the ceremonial graduation of the first grade 11 class of 2020 under the new educational regime at the Dr. Lemmer High School. I'm excited, I'm overwhelmed, I'm ecstatic, and at times, Mr. Brits, I'm emotional. Accordingly, I wish to extend my sincerest appreciation To Mr. Brits, the principal of our beloved school, Dr. Lemmer, for the invitation extended to me to join you today, to mark this memorable occasion in the history annals of not only our beloved school, Mrs. Chris, but also in the community of Riubos. Dr. Lemmer High School is one that I hold dear to my heart. As a former learner of this school, I have so many fond memories and lessons that have contributed and shaped my life in various ways. It gives me great pleasure to return, Mrs. Nell, and witness the wonderful achievements that my school continues to record. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm reminded by a quote from John Maxwell, who once said, "Successful and unsuccessful people do not vary greatly in their abilities. They vary in their desires to reach their potential." On that note, I would like to congratulate all the grade 11 learners for reaching this important and the most exciting stage in your life. And I'm deeply honored and privileged, Ms. de Klerk, to stand before young men and women that I believe will go on to contribute not only to a prosperous Namibia, land of the brave, but to the world at large. Now I, Rolanda, come from the dusty streets of Block A. You can give me a round of applause. I was a sickly child that there was not much hope for. And at the age of 12 years, I was declared terminally ill, and the medical doctors certified me, only giving me a few weeks to live. Added to that, we did not have plenty, but God's grace was sufficient and sustained us every day. And I honor my parents that raised us with the little and taught us that your circumstances do not define your right of existence. I give God all the glory and honor for the great things that He hath done in my life, but also in the lives of so many others who come from humble beginnings. My dear learners, each and every one of you are the Michelangelos of your lives, slowly designing, sculpting, and molding your own lives into the hope and future you wish to see. And one of the core values that I embrace on a daily basis, taught on these school grounds, is that of excellence. In order to curve the success you desire, you must continuously and consistently pursue excellence. Excellence pursued in the little things becomes a habit, and great habits lead to success. One of the teachings that the community of Rehoboth instilled in me is that your name is attached to everything you do in life. Therefore, it should be synonymous with excellence. To quote Colin Powell, excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude. Now, my grade 12 English teacher is seated here on this podium. And I want to share a story that she probably did not know. I first pursued a degree in forestry, juffrou. Forestry of all things. But I had to change course. You see, success is when you fall, you stand up, you dust your behind, you pull yourself upright, and you start all over again. Your circumstances do not define your future. It shapes your destiny. My dear learners, you must take time to inspect your hopes, your dreams and aspirations, as these will guide you on the path that you are embarking on. Because you must know that without a purpose, every road will get you nowhere. You need to believe that the world is eager to embrace someone with your kind of resilience, perseverance, talents, and innovative ideas. The world is vast, and so are the ideas inside each and every one of you. Some of you will go on to be teachers. Without a teacher, no other profession can exist. I'm not hearing the teachers. I'm not hearing the teachers. Am I speaking the truth? Some of you will become lawyers, doctors, songwriters, architects, actors, economists, nurses, etc. Whatever industry you will find yourself in, strive to be an architect of change, an innovator, but most importantly, avail yourself to serve in the best way possible. Service is what will give your life meaning. Service is what gives our lives meaning. And when you do not understand the next step to take in life, pray for guidance, and your path shall be clear. To the teachers present, you can all look at the faces of the learners graduating this afternoon and see your hard work reflecting back at you. You have molded young men and women who will go on to shape the society we live in. Mr. Dax, with your indulgence. You are the epitome of the slogan on SPO. You, the teachers, are the epitome of the slogan on SPO. And I commend you for an excellent job. You deserve all the accolades and praise for your unwavering commitment to your calling. And I salute you for guiding and nurturing our youth. A recognition, Mr. Brits, that so often is untold. Parents, we have a God-given responsibility towards our children, to pray for them and to motivate them to be the best that they can be. We have a duty to break generational curses over our children of not being good enough, of not getting the opportunity to be the Namibian child with all his or her rights enshrined in the Namibian constitution of the land of the brave. Let us stand up and take God on His promises that He only has plans for us to prosper, not only as a community, but as a nation. Plans to prosper us. Plans for a great future for our children and their children and the generations to come. It is time that we stand up as people of a country that was fought for, as people that has a vision to reach the promised land. And we can only reach Canaan when we use the talents that God has instilled in each and every one of us. Learners, as you gear up for your final examinations, I remind you of the words of Peter Drucker, the best way to predict the future is to create it. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Congratulations, class of 2020. May God be with us all. I thank you.